I'm kind of scared now. Hi, I'm Micah Manticore, and welcome to Let's Meet Adam. Now, that's kind of loud. This game is based off of escape room games, which I love very much. I just went and did one a couple weeks ago for my birthday, and we actually made it out. This place that I went to gives you an hour to get out of one room. But this one apparently is based off of a house or a mansion that you have an undetermined amount of time to. The story behind it is this particular one got so popular that it ended up becoming invite only, and these two young actors in West Hollywood were invited. So I'm gonna see what happens. I want to see how this goes. This is just the demo version. Hi, I'm Adam. You may have seen me around. Can't say I have. Don't do that. He looks kind of like Major from iZombie. Recently moved to LA from the East Coast. I just want to be a part of the fame. I'm gonna be an actor, model, or maybe a fitness guru. There's endless possibilities. Anyways, I'm just glad you made it out tonight. I had an audition earlier today too. Oh god. My friend and I are going to an escape room to celebrate our latest successes. With so much going for me right now, is there anything I can't do? Survive. I'm kind of scared to see what's gonna happen here. Is that blood on that? What is that? I might be too innocent to know what that may have been. Okay. Steve, Lars, Earl, Pierce, Vince, Hank, Art, Lucky, Adam. Stabby guy. Face won't get stabbed. But yeah, I've got no idea what I'm getting myself into here. Wow, just wow. This place is so rad already and we haven't even gone in yet. Adam smiles, eyes taking in each smear or piece of grime as he walks into a sort of dark foyer. Foyer? Also, this kind of harsh. She will be banned for life. Vince, one of Adam's new West Coast family, follows closely behind. The friends had just left registration, dropped off their phones, jackets, and other restricted or inconvenient personal items. Despite the friendly reception, Escape Mansion WeHo had an air of something unwelcoming. Probably intentional given the situation, Adam thought. Indeed, we're pretty lucky, Adam. As if we'd actually get invites a few weeks after we requested spots, and we got in together. You know that doesn't usually happen, right? Vince nods silently as usual. At least the dude's smiling this time. Am I Adam? Is that me? Is that me? He needs to emote more. I mean, how is he ever going to land a role? This is LA. Vince is a good actor, but the industry is all about schmoozing and kissing ass. He thinks he's mentoring me, a new kid on the block, but I think he's lucky to have a friend like me. Hopefully my charisma rubs off on him. Also nipples. I feel confident talking to just about anybody. Always have, and I hope I always will. How did the read go, by the way? Not bad. Small bit part. Hardly any lines, really. Well then, that's just perfect for you now, isn't it? Very funny. I let out a half scoff, half chuckle. A skuckle? Anyways, I'm just glad you made it out tonight. I had an audition earlier today too, but I've been dying to try Escape Mansion WeHo since it became a thing. I mean, multi-room, multi-hour format, production value up the wazoo, invite only, mad elitist. I love it. Vince scratches his head while sweeping his hair awkwardly. His bicep flexes unintentionally, but impressively nonetheless. Do I have a crush on Vince? This is Vicente, but he goes by Vince. I've known him for a few months now, and he's a fellow aspiring actor. We met on some hand soap commercial set in Hollywood, and we've been bros since. He isn't the usual kind of guy I bring around, as he's surprisingly quiet. I think the word is introverted or something. But look at him. He's not bad, and he has cute friends. We get along, and it's nice to have someone to rehearse with. And although Vince hasn't broken out yet, he knows a lot of up-and-coming young indie actors in LA. He lets me tag along to some sweet parties and premieres. I think I'll keep him. You seem too excited, to be honest. Huh? What do you mean, bro? You seem hyped up. Are you still thinking about that? What is that? I blushed slightly. He must have thought he caught me by surprise. Oh, no way, Vince. I'm completely over that. So I do have a crush on him. Before we got in, as we were walking towards the mansion, we passed a car in the parking lot with slightly fogged up windows. Gross. Vince wanted to ignore it and pass by as quickly as possible, but I'm pretty mischievous and wanted a closer look. Casually walking closer and parallel to the car, I saw two really built guys fooling around in the front seat. I'm glad it censors it for me. Oh God, no! No! Amazing! Oh God! I know most people would be shocked, but this is WeHo or West Hollywood. The gay mecca of Los Angeles, and shit like this is common around here. God. So blunt about it too. Holy shit. Oh God, I'm not even gonna read that. The two men approach the door, and just before heading in, Adam takes one last look around. A mounted television sits high up in a corner, flashing noisy television static. For atmosphere? Probably not. The entrance is a bit mucky, and various splatters of unknown stains mark it sporadically. Gross. Given that the mansion is new, Adam figures it must be intentional and fake. The door itself looks heavy and has a disabled keypad on it. An odd shape is painted in the center with what looks like neon paint. Adam starts to feel unnerved, but Vince confidently pushes on the door, holding it open and ushering Adam through. The door opens up to a short, almost pitch-black hallway which leads to another door. Adam takes a deep breath and walks through. What opens up to them is a library with a ceiling that seems impossibly high. The darkness of the room, lit only by a rumbling fireplace, obscures the ceiling completely. Books line every wall, like a grand library depicted in mansions from old movies, except there are no windows, no light. Then, simultaneously, four sets of eyes turn to Adam and Vince. The mood from earlier in the foyer has completely changed. Adam gulps as something dreadful seems to linger in the air. It's death! I half smile and kind of raise my hand to say hi at the strangers. Normally, I'd walk up and start introductions, but something told me not to. First on my left, that was, nope, I'm not saying that. Nope. Nope. I nod and sort of wink to acknowledge him. His eyes narrow in a scary way. Did he just give me cut eye? After what feels like minutes, he makes a sound like blowing air out of his nostrils, eyes still laser focused on me. Then, without warning, he looks away, completely disinterested. Well, fuck you, dude! Beside him is this Asian guy who barely turns his head to face us. Instead, only his eyes turn. They inspect, starting at my feet, then upwards until our eyes meet. He's pretty cute for— that's racist. For an Asian, and normally I'd think he was checking me out, but those eyes, the way they slid up me, I don't like the way that's worded. Cold, not a hint of anything. I couldn't read them at all. The vibe in the room was tense, dark even. Were they all scared, and it was just nervous anticipation? Or was there something else? They're to help you get murdered. I gulped a second time, but was able to speak up. Hey everybody! Vince nodded at them in his typical silent way. Hi guys. On the leather sofa, a kid with green hair and the craziest shirt smiles and waves meekly at us. Finally, someone friendly. I'm Lucky. I mean, not that I'm lucky, that's my name. I mean, my name is Lucky. Hi, Lucky. I'm Adam, and this is my friend Vince. Beside Lucky was the last and probably oldest guy. Nothing about him stands out physically, and I bet his personality matches. Like a guy you talk to for 15 minutes on the street, run into the next day, and have completely forgotten who he was. Bland, like oatmeal. He shifts a bit on the sofa, then says in a bored way, I'm Steve. Nice to meet you, boys. Steve reaches out and we shake each other's hands. This is Earl. That was Lucky. I don't know what voice I did for Lucky. Lucky says while gesturing at the man in the red shirt. So that's Earl. And this is, shoot, I can't remember your name again. It was Bart. The name's Bart. Nope, I'm not saying that. No. Sorry. Nice to meet you, Bart. I've seen you around. I think I know who you are. Bart says gruffly while his arms seem to fold even tighter. Why don't you both sit? Steve and I can make some room on the sofa, I think. Vince shakes his head and points for Adam to sit. There's no room for us both. I'll stand. Well, what a gentleman. It's your loss, man. Okay. All of that. That is someone eating someone else. Adam, you could sit beside me. Don't mind if I do. I'm kind of digging that. Is that an undershirt or is that tattoos? So, did you guys just get here? Well, like, Bart and I showed up first around the same time. I was a bit anxious at first. Mostly because, you know, at these sort of things, escape rooms, you usually go with friends. You have friends? What a fucking asshole, Bart. Bart chortled half-mockingly with one eyebrow raised. Well, no need to answer that. Oh, he was kidding, I think. Just don't mind him. Alrighty. Anyways, it's weird how we're all strangers was my point. So let's just all get along. At which point, Bart and Earl look to each other. Earl finally shows a slight smile as Bart raises both his eyebrows in reaction to Lucky. Steve notices them and looks on with an unconcerned expression. Anyhow, then I think Earl showed up next, and finally you, Steve. I didn't work today, so I laid around my place watching TV, waiting until I should leave. I ended up being late anyways, somehow. You live in WeHo? God, this chair is kind of uncomfortable. Yes, indeed, I'm from around these parts. What about you, kid? Oh, I'm from Hawaii originally, the Big Island. No, do you live in WeHo? Ah, oops, no, I live in North Hollywood. It's alright, but at least it's better than WeHo. I hate West Hollywood. And I'm not some kid, I'm older than you think, trust me. I get that a lot. Alright. I smile at Lucky with a taunting grin. It's fun. You aren't gonna ask how old I am? Nope! I hear Vince chuckle in the background. To be frank, boys, I like this format. Makes the whole experience more realistic. It's not easy taking this escape thing seriously when you can turn around and joke with your close pals. Yeah, I can see that. I'm all about immersion. Actually, this is a good acting exercise, wouldn't you say, bro? Vince and I nod at each other and he flashes me the thumbs up signal. Although you and your pal here somehow ended up being invited together? Well, no, not together, but picked at the same time coincidentally, I'd say. Interesting. Well, what are the chances of that happening, huh? Especially since I heard they pick us all randomly. I felt uncomfortable. What is this Steve guy getting at? Alright, so tell me one more thing. What exactly are you trying to say? I think all he's saying is that you guys must be really lucky, that's all. Lucky's trying to diffuse the awkwardness, I guess. His hands were waving frantically. Yeah, that's all I was saying. Whatever. I start to take in more of the library and saw expensive-looking vases, busts, and books bound in leather with ribbon. That's when I noticed the freaky painting above the fireplace. You mean the thing I noticed first? Lucky must have seen me eyeing it. What do you think of that painting, by the way? It's gross. I know, me too. It gives me the creeps. I know, right? Why is that even here? It's probably set up here to get us all in the mood. Get us in the mood for what? I say jokingly and pervertedly. I said that neither of those ways. Well, in any case, it's definitely not the original. It's gotta be a reproduction or a print. Looks like a pretty good copy, though. Do you know the name of it? No, but I'm sure it's famous. Don't know about that. I was kind of taken aback. This was the first time I'd heard Earl talk. Up until now, I wasn't sure if the dude could. He has a smooth, rich voice like a tenor. What? Oh, nothing. Just listening. Well, also those vases look more like urns to me. Well, Mr. Technical. Ugh. I see Lucky shiver. He nervously combs at his green hair using pudgy fingers. Earl follows suit and casually sweeps his hair from the front and to the side with his left hand. I heard the organizers rotate and change the theming as much as possible so no one attending knows what they're in for. But it looks like the theme for us tonight is death. Bum, bum, bah! And good eats. Don't say that. Bart's deep voice piping in out of nowhere surprised me. That's vile. Relax, I'm only messing around. If you're not going to take this seriously, then why are you even here? Take it seriously? Why would I? Are you frightened or something? No. I just appreciate all the hard work they're putting forward in trying to scare me. I don't scare easily. Neither do I. But I've heard a ton of good things about Escape Mansion WeHo from my coworkers and the kids down at the center. So I figured, why not? I'm here. It's in my neighborhood. Why did you decide to participate, Adam? And, Vince? Just something to do on a weekend, I guess. My schedule is pretty busy, what with me being an actor and all. But I try to do something fun and new every night throughout the whole week. Besides, I just moved here from New York City 6 or 7 months ago. I promised to take advantage of all that LA has to offer. I'm going to make this city mine. Earl simply smiles knowingly. I went because Adam wanted to. Pure and simple, huh? Not much to say. Yes. Your friend is good, Adam. Bart, Vince should be your role model. The large man furrows his brows all flustered. He tries to fold his arms to appear bigger and unfazed. Well, I'm just here to experience probably the only legit cool thing in WeHo. You're one of those jaded guys. I prefer worldly. Did I say guys or gays? And I love video games, and this escape room trend is like a live-action puzzle meets horror survival at times. LARPing possibly an MMORPG-style adult video game. What the fuck is the kid talking about? I don't know, I only caught about half of that. Besides, it's something to do on a weekend evening. I don't usually get to go out much, so... Come on, I'm sure you have friends. Oh, I do. My 2 best friends live right here in LA. Just, it'd be nice to date someone or to have a date on a weekend. I guess no one has found me to be their idea of cute yet. Well, you're here now, Lucky, and lucky you is, boy. Thought I'd throw the little guy a bone. Hey, isn't anybody gonna ask me? The entire group just looks at each other awkwardly, but before anyone can say anything, the metal door opens then shuts, and out of the shadows then illuminated by flames steps in a 7th man. The man is dressed incredibly polished, wearing a tailored blue suit. As he walks closer to the group, he fidgets nonchalantly with his pocket square, not making any eye contact. Satisfied with the adjustment, he faces the group with a wry smile. Good evening, gentlemen. Bart's eyes narrow at the newcomer, while Earl goes back to his cold nod. Lucky sits up in preparation to shake hands, and surprisingly, old Steve shoots right up off the couch. Steve and Lucky shake his hand, and the rest of them exchange introductions. Finally, he turns to Vince and I. And you are... Adam. Vince. I'm Kang. It's good to meet you all. Although Adam, I feel like I've seen you somewhere before. I just can't place where. But my. Sorry, I can't. That was sweet. I must say, it's good to see we have such an attractive turnout tonight. What do you mean? Don't get ahead of yourself. Although you're quite strapping, I wasn't talking specifically about you. Vince's mouth curled in a way to indicate he was confused. To be honest, I was too. What I'm saying is, the last time I was here, the group wasn't as... talented. Lucky starts to blush and Steve seemed pleased. That's hard to say. Earl's face had skepticism written all over it. He was not buying it, and Bart just shook his head in disapproval. Hey wait, Kang was it? You said something really interesting a second ago. And what's that? I caught it too. You said the last time you were here. So you've had the Escape Mansion WeHo experience before? This is only my 2nd time being here, if that's what you're implying. It's odd as all. Demand for this place has been so high that they've never had the same person do a playthrough twice. You've beaten the odds. Must be that fine suit. How do you know no one's ever done a double playthrough? I do my research before I attempt anything new. I think it's something any smart American would have done. What? I also use coupons. More than half the entire country does too. It's not weird. So it appears I'm a special snowflake. Sure looks like it. Ugh, I don't know if it's just me, but Steve seems a lot more energized since Kang showed up. Well, if Kang is bothered by it, he doesn't let on at all. So tell us more about your first experience here. Hey, I don't know if I want to hear any spoilers. True, this is a bad idea. Boys, don't you know anything? They change the puzzles here all the time. Weekly. I've even heard rumors they change them out daily. So it really doesn't matter if I divulge anything to you or not. Nor does it matter to me one bit if you care to listen. Or not. Go ahead, I need to hear this. Steve shoots me a sharp look telling me to shut up. I just sighed and gave up. I mean, what do you want to hear? Sure, every room is gorgeous, there are puzzles galore, and the usual keypad on doors. However, the true brilliance of this particular escape room experience is not only the inventiveness of the puzzles, it's the perfectly handcrafted and customized scenario they tailored just for your group. Like Cinderella's glass slipper, a one size only fits... What? One size only fits the one? There's a brief pause until Kang points to a dark corner of the library. He seems dumbfounded. Why aren't any of you drinking when there's perfectly good scotch on that console table over there? They all turn to look where he's pointing to and finally notice a large glass decanter filled with scotch on a silver tray. There are also 9 glasses provided. Whoa, I never noticed those there. Is the booze for us? Can we drink that? Well, we certainly did, on my first run, that is. Come on, I say we help ourselves. Would you mind if I gave you one, Adam? Let's get this party started! Man, I love this place already! Well, that's the spirit. Well, not spirits, thankfully, just good old-fashioned scotch. I love a good aged drink. Kang, Bart, Earl, Lucky, and Vince head over to pour themselves a glass. The cheers and the sound of chinking glass echoes throughout the library. As they return, Kang confidently brings over the entire decanter on the tray along with the remaining glasses. So tonight is taking a strange turn, huh? Yeah, I didn't think alcohol was the reason this was 21 and over. Think we should break it to the kid that he's not old enough to drink yet? Oh, come on, Lucky's at least over 21. I mean, those Asian genes, you just never know. Steve nudges my shoulder with his fist playfully. Maybe he's not that bad after all. I look over and see Lucky talking a mile a minute at Kang, who looks completely unamused. Vince is over there trying to socialize with Earl and Bart, and surprisingly it looks like it's not a train wreck. I say we ought to stick with Kang tonight, since he's the only one who's done this before. The sound of the door opening again so soon made me jump. Apparently I wasn't the only one, since Lucky stopped rambling and I heard him yelp in surprise like a puppy. Kang took the opportunity to look our way, but behind me and at the new guest. He looked satisfied, like a fox in a hen house. Can't really do a voice for the guy if I don't know what he looks like. Control F. Yeah, why did it? Nice. This place probably doesn't suck after all. Holy shit, it's the dude from the car! Skinhead. I instantly shot a look at Vince to make sure I wasn't tripping out, but he didn't look surprised. I guess he didn't get a good look at him in the parking lot like I did. Creep. Pretty sweet setup. The guy walks right for me. What's up? I'm Pierce. I'm Adam. Good to see you made it in after all. I say with a smirk. Well, alright then. I couldn't tell if he got what I was implying, but whatever, he seemed pleased. I turn to face everyone and make a hand motion to introduce him. Pierce, everyone, Pierce. Awesome. Yo. That's no way to do an introduction, Adam. Kang looks down at Pierce's hands. I suppose I don't mind shaking a gloved hand. I'm Kang, nice to meet you. But why are you wearing those gloves? What? Oh, I guess I forgot to take them off. Just came from the gym. I should probably take them off. Aw, crap, these shorts don't have any pockets. Quite the dilemma you have there. Huh? What? Pierce is fumbling with his shorts as if he may have a pocket somewhere if he checked harder. Oh, yeah, whatever. So, Ken, what are all you guys talking about? It's Kang. Lucky and I were discussing that painting. Sorry, man, I'm terrible with names. You'll just have to get used to it. So, Adam, would you call that art? His question was oozing sarcasm as he winks at me. Well, it is, even if you, me, or everyone else here hates it. It's definitely not something I'd put up in my living room. For sure, it's ugly and fucked up. I quite like it. Actually, I was just telling Lucky I believe the title of it is Saturn Devouring His Son. It's by a Spanish artist named Goya, if I'm correct. They say he went mad either before or shortly after it was painted. Anyhow, Saturn was afraid that his children, the Titans, would one day surpass him, so he ate them to ensure it would never happen. Smart man. Whoa, I think that's the first time I've seen Bart smile all night. Looks like I'm not the only one around. Oh, sorry. Looks like I'm not the only one around here with a dark sense of humor. I like it. Welcome, Pierce. I'm Bart. I've been meaning to ask. Bart as in Bartholomew? Nope, Bart for Barton. Well, nice to meet you, Bart. And nice shirt, man. I'm digging the clothes. You look good, man. Right. So, what are we all standing around here waiting for? How does this work? Listen, I've done escape rooms before. Normally, they have you store your items and then give you a rundown of the rules. Next, they send you in, sometimes blindfolded, and if you escape or not is all down to you. It appears they do it a little differently at Escape Mansion WeHo. During my previous occasion here, an announcement over a PA was made once everyone had arrived. So is this it? This all of us? I don't think so. How do you know that? Just a hunch. Take a look at the Scotch glasses. There are 9. Right now, there are only 8 of us here. What an interestingly small detail to have caught. Bravo. Speaking of Scotch, I'm going to help myself to another. Now that is a prime idea. Pierce, would you like a glass? Nah, man, I'm only allowed to drink vodka. No calories. You look fantastic. 1 glass isn't going to kill you, but I'll leave you be. Bart and Kang both excuse themselves to join the others in 1 more glass before the final guest arrives. Pierce smiles slyly, walks past Adam, careful to brush himself against his shoulder before settling beside him, but facing the entire assembly. Hey, hey! Pierce's commotion causes everyone to look at the pair of you, some with wondering eyes, others with eyes of annoyance. I thought of something. So if we're only waiting for 1 more person, isn't it kind of weird how this is a total sausage party? Murmuring starts to fill the vastness of the library as everyone starts to look around at each other, eyes darting from face to face. Well, to be honest, I had noticed it, but I didn't really think it was a huge deal until just now. Yeah, and like, is everyone here gay too? We're all gay, right? I mean, obviously Bowtie over there is, but what about the rest of you? Pierce had nodded at Kang, to which both the comment and motion caused Earl to shoot daggers from his eyes. Kang continued sipping his scotch with a smile, completely unperturbed by Pierce's insinuation. Well, I mean, I'm gay, yes. So am I, so what's your point? Alright, this might be faster. Raise your hand if you aren't gay. No one raised their hand. I can't help but feel this is fucking weird. Well, this is WeHo. Yeah, it makes sense that nearly everyone in the area signed up for this. It's right in our backyard. So, does that mean it's just a coincidence? Well, I don't know about you assholes, but all I know is I want to drink before the next queen gets here. As Pierce goes to grab a glass, I start to wonder if something's off. Hey, Adam. I guess he's not as dumb as he sounds. Or looks. He's a gym rat. He's not supposed to be bright, just hot, and I think he's doing a great job at it. Earl, with a half smile, rolls his eyes but continues. Anyways, so what do you think? Do you think he's onto something? I'm not sure. I know. I can't quite make up my mind about it either. Well, even if it wasn't a coincidence and they didn't choose us at random, is that a bad thing? Maybe in some weird way it's part of our scenario, like Kang was saying. They have some custom experience in mind. How would being gay help or affect our scenario? They looked to each other for answers, but their expressions of confusion clearly showed that everyone was drawing a blank. It just doesn't make sense. That's why I say coincidence. Yeah, I'm sure it's just whatever. For all we know, the next contestant could be the prettiest girl in the world, and probably the most disappointed. No one would ever be disappointed seeing me! Ha-ha! You need help. I agree. Rocky childhood, this one. More like privileged. Dude, you're supposed to be my bro. Why are you backing this stranger? Well, we're not really strangers anymore, are we? Not completely, I guess. Although we should probably mingle and grab some more of that scotch before those jerks finish it all. Best line I've heard out of you all night. Let's do it. I don't mind having a bit more. Uh-oh. Here we go. We went to join the others chatting it up around the fireplace. It was still awkward as you saw people feeling each other out. Trying to figure out who they got along with and who they can't stand already. I'm sure it's mainly the fact that we're strangers, but I think it's also because we're all very different. At least it wasn't as tense as when Vince and I first got here. I just hope people start to lighten up so we actually work together and make it out of here in time. Is someone knocking? As the knocking was followed by the screech of metal on metal, everyone in the library turned with bated breath to see who would complete their assembly. Some out of sheer curiosity, and others in relief that finally the game was about to begin. No fucking way. Sorry everyone. I know I'm not late, but I hope you weren't all waiting on me. I don't think anyone in the room could speak. You could hear a pin drop. I'm surprised Jaws didn't. Holy shit, you're Lars Bronson. Can't say I know who that is. That's right. You'll never guess how difficult it was to get in here. No, I mean just shh. I closed my eyes and put my finger to my mouth, barely able to compose myself. Alright, please carry on. Lars shakes his head with confused amusement. A handsome smile grows on his face. I can't believe you're here. Guys, Lars Bronson is here. I couldn't believe Lars Bronson was actually seriously in the room with us all. This guy is an A-list actor. I looked around and everyone had a mixture of shock, excitement, and joy plastered all over their faces. Even Vince was noticeably ruffled. Lucky cheered all of a sudden, which prompted me to start clapping. Most of the other guys followed suit. I even think I heard Pierce whistling loudly. Awesome, just fucking awesome. Please, just Lars for tonight. No Mr., no Bronson, just Lars. I'd really appreciate it. But thank you all for your very kind greeting. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you. Lars is the latest Scandinavian import to become one of Hollywood's leading men and undeniable A-list actor. He mainly does thriller and superhero movies, but he's able to show incredible range when put in dramatic roles. Vince and I both love him and his work. He's also just an awesome guy. No drama, no bullshit, really into humanitarian work, and very down to earth for someone of his status. I really look up to him. And fuck! He's hot as hell, but still just a really good dude. Like, there's no way you could dislike or be jealous of this guy. Crazy thing is, he came out as gay about 2 months ago to the joy of men everywhere. But I was honestly scared for him. I mean, sure, it's getting more progressive nowadays, but a gay leading man actor? I was sure he'd start to see his number of roles diminish after his public statement to the press. It was a fucking miracle. Hollywood, no, the world, didn't seem to care and embraced him with open arms and rallied around his courage. In fact, he still gets major roles as a leading man playing it straight opposite other powerhouse A-list actresses. He's really paving the way for guys like me and Vince. Man, I admire him. And he's been single since he came out. I've got to get his business card or a number off him somehow. Maybe before all these thirsty jerk-offs beat me to him. Anyways, all I was saying was Escape Bench and WeHo wouldn't allow my bodyguards in. So instead, I drove here by myself, incognito with a giant black pullover, hood over my head, wearing black sunglasses at night, all so I wouldn't be harassed trying to get here by over-enthusiastic people like you. Lars grabs my shoulder and squeezes. He rips my fucking arm off and beats me to death with it. End of game. He lets out a hearty laugh, clearly happy with his joke. No, I'm just kidding, obviously. Adam, nice to meet you, Lars. And it's very good to meet you too, Adam. Lars looks to the rest of the group, who appear to be paralyzed. Well, come on now, don't make me feel like the elephant in the room. What are all your names? Let's make a good team tonight, yeah? I'm seriously losing my shit that you're here. I'm Pierce, by the way. Pierce strides over and tries to give Lars an overly strong handshake so his biceps would flex. He finishes off with a wink. However, Lars just smiles politely but warmly and gives a firm handshake back. Very good to meet you, Pierce. I am losing my shit too. Both men laugh as Pierce stumbles away, slapping his thigh. Man, you're great. Oh, brother. Bart rolls his eyes, but this time with an amused smile lurking on his face. Lars, my name is Kang. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you. Same here. Would it be strange if I asked you for a hug? Sure, of course, why not? Kang tightly wraps his arms around Lars's neck. You smell incredible, by the way, Kang says as he finally pulls away. Haha, thank you. I'm simply mad about his aftershave. Oh my god, Mr. Bronson, it's so surreal that you're here. I wish we could take a selfie, but they took our phones. Haha, maybe after. And just call me Lars, remember? And you are? Oh, Lucky. I mean, my name is Lucky. You probably thought I meant that I was lucky you were here. But I didn't. Not that I'm not lucky. I mean, we all are. Except I'm the only one that's actually named Lucky. Oh, no. I'm rambling, aren't I? I'm so embarrassed. Don't be. You're already my favorite person here. I promise we'll take a selfie once we're done here and we'll post it to Nowgram. How's that, Lucky? Really? That would be the best. Thank you. Lars? You're very welcome. Vince walks over seemingly confident, but ends up shaking Lars' hand for what feels like minutes. Your name? Oh, Vince. Hi. Hello, Vince. Nice to meet you. You too. Oh god, Vince. I just facepalmed. I never thought I'd be the type to get starstruck, but it's just so awesome that you're here. I'm Earl. Sorry about everyone mauling you, by the way. They're harmless, mostly, I think. Anyhow, it's good to meet you. Wow, I guess when Earl lets his guard down, he's actually kind of friendly. It's a pleasure, Earl. I love that bolo tie you're wearing. Are you a stylist by any chance? Oh, this? Thank you, but no, I'm not a stylist, but I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. It looks great. I'll have to try one out and see if I can pull it off. My friends are not going to believe this. That aside, the name's Steve. Lars, good to meet you. Steve seemed the least impressed and kept it short. In fact, it could be just me, but he seemed a little agitated. Glad to see I'm no longer the biggest guy here. What are you like, 6'4"? 6'5", actually. Incredible. I'm Bart. It's good to meet a fellow activist like yourself. Teach these kids to give back to the community they claim to support so much. Oh, I wouldn't go so far as saying I'm an activist, but I do want to ensure I use my fame to help. The two giants firmly shake mighty hands. I'm a butcher at the local WeHo market, but I'm also director of the LGBYT chapter at the local community center. You should stop by the center sometime. Your story could help a lot of our kids. I'm honored, Bart. Let's definitely discuss this after the escape room. Does that sound fair? You're a good one. Huh? Why is Bart looking at me that way? And I know you'll be a huge factor in helping us all escape tonight. They know something that I do not. I wouldn't count on it. You'll all probably escape without me. Well, with introductions out of the way, I'd like to take a good look at this place. Everyone gives them space to walk, like when a drop of soap falls into a sink filled with oily water. Amazing. I feel like I'm in a movie. This library feels like it was dressed by a professional set designer. And with that, everyone broke off into small groups, talking, laughing, basically killing time until we knew what we were supposed to be doing. I'm so glad he showed up. The whole vibe of the group instantly changed and we all became partners instead of strangers. There was a new electric charge in the air and everyone was more relaxed but pumped for the upcoming experience. Alright, what should I do now? Is talk the only option? Lars King appears first. I'll walk over to the fireplace where they're chilling. Just look at Pierce and Kang though. God, thirsty much? They're all over Lars. Making any excuse to poke or touch the guy. It's pathetic, but I also feel a bit jealous. Just in time. Hi, Adam. Would you guys give Lars some breathing space? Like vultures. As if you aren't over here with an agenda of your own. What agenda? All I know is we should call it a day and have a threesome already. Pierce laughs jokingly, but I think Lars and Kang can sense that he's not completely kidding. There are 4 of us here, Pierce. I thought you had to be able to count to be a personal trainer. You're a personal trainer? Yeah, you know that gym 24/7 Fitness? That's where I work. Oh yeah, the one down here? That's a huge gym. And it's crazy busy. I'm new, but I'm starting to get a bunch of steadies. Sounds like prostitution. Hey, don't hate just because you can't keep up with me. I think he means steady clients. Obviously. And I'm certain I can keep up. Perhaps you can't tell from the suit, but I think you'd be pretty happy with what you saw underneath it all. I don't want to know that. I don't... No. Besides, that gym is merely a front for a bathhouse, more or less. The stories I hear about that place. Frightful. It ain't so bad. That's why I feel right at home there. Guys, I think we're all veering away from the point here. But it's fun, isn't it? What about you, Lars? Where do you work out? You know, as a personal trainer, I can meet clients at their gyms or their homes. Alright. So although I'm flattered, I'm good, thank you. I have a terrific personal trainer working with me that I've known now for years. Sometimes I request that he travel overseas with me so we can continue our workout plan. Anyways, not to brag, it's not a secret, he's a celebrity coach and trainer. So he's used to working with my crazy schedule. But man, oh man, speaking of which, I'm just so glad to be here with you all. Ugh, I've been so stressed from work. When my request was accepted and I got the invite for tonight, I just about yelled. No way, they put you on the waiting list too? That's so uncool, man. No, I don't mind. I don't think any of us should have special treatment. Well, the point is you're here now and it'll be fun tonight. We'll make it fun, I say with a smile. I have the feeling we're going to break the escape time record tonight without a doubt. Right, gentlemen? I'm in. Sounds good to me. With me here to guide us, I'm sure we stand an excellent chance. I work as a real estate agent, but in my spare time, escape rooms have been my latest obsession. I've driven to Orange County and even further to try as many escape rooms as possible. There have been some awful and some exceptional ones, but none of them compare to Escape Mansion WeHo. We all grin at each other. There's definitely excitement in the air tonight. Vince, Earl, and Lucky stood chatting to the left side of the fireplace, sheltered by a corner of books. They appeared to be in serious conversation, and Adam was unsure if he should interrupt. Oh, hey, Adam, what's up? Not much. What are you guys talking about? Nothing. Nothing really. Oh, sounds exciting. Speaking of exciting, I hope they start this soon. It's not like we've been waiting that long. It's only been 15 minutes since Lars got here. Actually, we were just getting to know each other, right, guys? Vince was just telling us how things have been for both of you as actors so far. Well, actually, I started out as a Nowgram celebrity, more or less. You know, 2 million followers. Earl nods his head, seeming intrigued where this was going. Impressive. Wow, that many, huh? I don't have as many as that. I'll probably never even get close to that number. But maybe someday I'll have at least triple what I have now. That would be cool. If that's what you even want. Oh, it's awesome. It's opened so many doors for me. I mean, the encouragement from my fans is what made me move out to LA. But I'm open-minded. I'm pursuing acting, but maybe I can be a model or a motivational speaker or a celebrity personal trainer. For Lars. I smile smugly. The world is your oyster, huh? Hope not. I think oysters are gross. Well, I work in the video game industry, and like you, someday I hope to work on a masterpiece that the whole world remembers. It's really boosted my confidence. I mean, being surrounded by like-minded people. Good for you, Lucky. I'm sure we'll all make it out there. What about you, Earl? You want to be famous? Honestly, I think I'd rather be infamous. Ho ho. The four of us chuckle and take our final sips of scotch. Adam wanders over to the sofa where Bart and Steve are sitting. Hey guys, what's up? I don't get what's the big deal, so it's Lars Bronson, so what? Are you jealous or something? Who cares either way? I mean, I agree it's disgusting how those two are throwing themselves at him though. But you gotta admit, Steve, it's pretty sweet how he's here. It's not every day you get to meet a star like Lars, especially spending a whole night with him in an escape room. I'm super stoked that he's here, so any opinion I have is biased. You think? And I thought you guys were here just shooting the shit, getting to know each other. Oh, but we were, except that Mr. Steve here likes playing it dark and mysterious. Although he mentioned he films documentaries. I do indeed, but it's not true that I keep things close to my chest. There's just not much worth mentioning. Steve lets out a yawn. What about you, Bart? What's to know? It's not as if I'm going to see any of you people again after tonight anyways. What's that supposed to mean? This one is a ray of sunshine, isn't he? Hey, look, I'm not being an ass. I'm just being realistic. Who knows? Maybe we will leave here with a few of us as buds. In my experience, that's just not how it works, that's all. As a community in general, we need to start being nicer to each other. I'm done. I start to wonder if we might need more scotch. A strange noise, accompanied by static, vibrated throughout the library, causing everyone to stop dead in their tracks. A second or two passed, then a deep, distorted male voice crackles into existence. Good evening, gentlemen, and thank you for your patience. Welcome to Escape Mansion WeHo. I'm glad each of you was able to make it tonight, and we'll begin shortly. Most of you are new, so first we'll go to the format, and eventually the ground rules for tonight. Escape Mansion WeHo is known for its unique format, Unlike any other escape room, you'll have 9 hours to escape and achieve success. The reward for success, you ask? The experience, of course. And your life. Jesus Christ, intense! Shit, I'm nervous, guys. Each room is locked from the inside by large metal doors. Solve the puzzles in a room and you should be able to unlock it and move on to the next room. There are several rooms to solve before you can reach the final room and exit. At which point, the final room opens back up to the reception area where you'll collect your things and gratefully get out. The PA crackles for a second. There is also a second method to escape this nightmare, but perhaps if you learn something, you'll figure out how. Oof, sending chills up my spine. This is already better than my first experience. I'm thrilled right now. But don't be intimidated, gentlemen. This is supposed to be fun, and I'd like you to enjoy your limited time here. I tried to be humble, but I can proudly say that no one has ever been let down by their experience here at Escape Mansion WeHo. Also, each room is fitted with multiple hidden cameras. I'll be monitoring your progress and, of course, your safety. I wish you some luck, keep strong, and I'm sure by the end of the night, I'll get to see what's inside each and every one of you. That's gross. Well, what are you all waiting for? I've opened the door to the next room for you, where the fun really begins. Proceed, and lastly, I'll explain a few simple rules and we're good to go. Welcome to Escape Mansion WeHo. Pierce whistles loudly in excitement. You heard the man, let's go. Come on, pussies, let's fucking show that creep we've got the biggest balls around here. I'm not sure what you mean, Pierce, but yes! I haven't been this stoked for something in a long time. I'm not nervous anymore, Adam. I'm excited for this. I know we can do it. Lucky raises a shaking fist and scrunches up his smiling face into a determined one. Whew, oh boy, alright, I guess this is it. Seriously, let's kick some escape room ass. With your smarts, Earl, and Kang's experience, betcha we can all make it out of here long before 9 hours is up. We'd probably even have time to grab a drink or something after. Let's just all focus on the task at hand and we'll negotiate that after. These idiots think it's going to be easy as long as we all work together. Bart folds his arms and puffs out his burly chest. Luckily, I'm not underestimating how hard this is going to be. Adam, you and me, we stick together, no matter what. Vince smiles as Adam and him fist bump. Why do I get the feeling tonight is going to get messy? You mean like a hot mess? Most likely. Escape Mansion WeHo, the movie, starring Lars Bronson as Lars Bronson. Lars then brings down his brows and makes a faux serious face. Man, wouldn't that be the worst B-movie ever made? Anyways, gents, I think we should head on in. We've got a long night ahead of us. This music is good. Whoa! The 9 men look in amazement at the dark room laid out before them. It appeared that the entire room was sectioned into 2, possibly 3 other rooms. The room they were in specifically was almost pitch black. So dark, in fact, that they could not tell where the walls were or where one wall met another. The only thing they could see was an illuminated room separating them with a pane of thick glass. The room itself was lit brightly by white-blue fluorescent lights and was as clean and sterile-looking as a clinic. Something threatening permeated the ambiance, but the group was too excited to take notice. What is this? This is all new. I've not seen this room before. Kang claps his hands together with an exhilarated expression. I mean, it's cool, totally different from the library we were just in. Not bad. I gotta admit, I'm impressed. Before we could really get settled, the weird voice came on again. Now that we're all here, let's go over the rules, shall we? Remember how I mentioned each room has its own puzzle to solve? Well, the rooms themselves have rules of conduct that I strictly enforce. There are 2 kinds of rooms. This, for instance, is a puzzle room. After this room, you will no longer be solving puzzles as a group. Instead, you'll separate into teams of your choice based on my rules. These rules govern what combination of you may enter a puzzle room. We'll go into the specifics of that shortly. Patience is golden, listening is even more so. It could save your life. The other type of room are foyers like the one you pass through to get to the library. Each puzzle room is connected to a foyer that leads into another puzzle room, so on and so forth. The foyers are the only place where you will all congregate again as a group. In other words, foyers contain multiple doors to different puzzle rooms. Enough for the whole fucking family. And with that, I'd like to invite our honored guest, Mr. Lars Bronson, and only Lars, to help me with a demonstration, if you please. Lars looks around at us with a surprised but happy expression. He points to the center of his chest with his finger. Me? I'm honored. Alright, what do you need me to do? The loud sound of a door opening up makes us look to the right of the glass panel. Nasty fluorescent light pours into the room. I can't stand fluorescent light. Mr. Bronson, if you would enter the bright room, we can begin. Alright, here we go. See you guys on the other side. Bug. Lars walks towards the door, passing each one of us with all eyes locked on his broad back. Pierce pats him as he passes, and I hear Earl say, "You're good, don't worry about it." Lars stops for a sec to smile at him, I guess, and then walks through the door, which automatically shuts behind him. When Lars gets in, he starts looking around the room casually. Hey, Lars, can you hear us? Yeah, I can still hear you, Adam. It's a little faint, though. Lucky and the rest of the guys start waving at him. Excellent. Let's continue. Remember how I mentioned rules? There are a few things I really hate, and one of them is people who take advantage. And another are those who make excuses. Whoa, what the hell? The voice started sounding really fucked up. I looked over at the other guys and some of them seemed fine, but I could definitely tell Lucky was uncomfortable. Every room is outfitted with a death trap. If you violate the rules in any way, the death trap will activate automatically, killing everyone in the room. Neither instantly nor pleasantly. Wait, what's going on here? This is... And of course, if you haven't escaped by the end of the 9 hours, then all of the death traps will go off at once, killing any remaining guests without mercy. Adam, is this part of the scenario? It is, isn't it? Isn't it? And to show you that I'm not fucking around, Lars is going to help me demonstrate a death trap right now. No, wait, please stop! There were 2 vents within the room occupied by Lars, and from there, after a harsh metallic sound, water started pouring in great volumes. What the... Hey, come on, this isn't funny. I haven't brought my bathing suit. Seriously, cut it out. This isn't funny anymore. This is not cool. What the fuck is happening? Amusement was slowly turning into terror for Lars as the water continued to creep up from his ankles and now midway up his calves. Fuck! Fuck! Lars was beating the glass with all his might using his bare fists. Bart was backing away from the glass with his eyes in disbelief and jaw agape. Vince and Earl were frozen to the spot. Adam, King, Steve, and Lucky were banging against the glass furiously, but it appeared to be made of something more. Pierce simply chuckled. This is crazy. Look at how riled up you guys are. Hey, you shut the fuck up. This isn't a fucking joke. This is really happening. Someone's gotta think of something. We have to think of something. Now. Are you fucking serious? Holy shit. He's right. We gotta do something. The door. That's right. We gotta try the door. We gotta bust it down or something. Lars, we're gonna try busting down the door. You pull and we'll try bashing through. If that doesn't work, you push, kick, whatever you think you need to do, and we'll pull. I yell at Lars pressed up against the glass. The side of Lars' face is so pressed up against to hear me that I can see his breath fogging up the glass. His eyes, I've never seen eyes like that, so full of fear and desperation. Good thinking! Lars runs up to the door that was on the right side of the room. I nod at Pierce, who follows me with Vince right behind. Bart was still in shock, so I had to yell out his name. We needed the biggest and strongest guys to level this door, if it was even possible. Bart looked at me all dazed. He then shook his head to clear the haze and caught up with us at the door. In the background, I could hear Lucky crying uncontrollably. You sick fuck! You just wait! When I get my hands on you, I'll crush your fucking windpipe! You sick piece of shit! Bart was screaming at the darkness, I guess hoping our host would react. Oh god, there isn't enough room for all of us to push on this side. The door's too narrow or something. Adam, we'll push. You direct Lars. Sure, okay. I run back to the window and edge myself more to the left end of the glass pane. From there, I could see Lars and kind of make out what Vince and the others were doing. Steve could only shake his head side to side like a mental patient. Lucky was on his knees sobbing while Earl and Kang tried to comfort him and pull him back up to his feet. Lars was pulling the door with both arms from his side, while Vince and the others tried pushing, then ramming with their shoulders and finally kicking the door from our side. Shit, it won't budge. Lars, try pushing it from your end. I move away from the glass so the others can hear me. You guys, you need to pull now, so pull! Vince, Bart, and Pierce's grunts echoed throughout the room, but even with all that effort, the door just wouldn't give. Exhausted, the 3 men regroup with the others by the window again, each one of them covered in sweat. Lars moves his hair off his face, which had gotten very damp by this point. He spits into the rising water out of frustration, bent over with hands on his thighs, heaving to catch his breath. What a waste of a gorgeous man. I don't want to see this. We need to get out of here. Hey, fuck you, man. If you don't want to see this, then fucking help us figure something out. Please don't fight. But Adam's right. There's got to be something we haven't tried yet. I just don't understand any of this. Why? Why are you doing this to us, you maniac? Lucky screams at our unknown host. What do we do to deserve this? What has Lars done to deserve this? Leave us alone and just let us out of here, please. Oh God, please. The water is halfway up his thigh. Someone think of something. I tell him to look for clues. Lars begins to inspect everything he possibly could, opening every single cabinet, pulling on the strange hose apparatus, pushing wall tiles, anything. Anything, just please give him something. Lars turns around, shaking his head, his eyes pleading with the others for help. Suddenly, Lars lets out a primal scream and rushes towards the window once more. He uses his fists and smashes them over and over against the window. Over and over, he just wouldn't stop. The rest of the men looked on, some with tears in their eyes, as the heroic figure tried endlessly to shatter the unbreakable. The water itself continued to rise, and perhaps it was causing the electrical outlets to falter as the lights in the room started to flicker off and on. This is just cruel. Inhumane. The water had risen up to Lars' chest by this point. This is bullshit! Lars, buddy, you gotta hit that glass for all it's worth. Don't stop fighting. You're a Hollywood hero, you can do this. Everyone started shouting at Lars, encouraging him to keep pounding away at the window. Wait. Huh? What's wrong? What is it, Lucky? Holy shit! Lucky's eyes widened so much that the whites were visible all the way around. His voice became twisted and unrecognizable with fear. Oh my God, there's someone there. What on earth are you going on about, Lucky? There's nothing there. I'm not lying, just look over there. There's someone there. I'm serious, please, I'm not making this up, just look. Look over there. Look, there's fucking someone there behind Lars! Don't you see him? There's someone fucking over there! Holy shit, there is someone there. What the fuck? Lars! Collectively, we lost our minds. Everyone just started screaming and pointing behind Lars. Whatever it was, it definitely wasn't there before. How the hell? When did he get there? Lars finally turns around, and when he sees the figure motionless in the dark, he became completely motionless as well. The figure was hard to make out as the light kept flickering. I'm getting very Saw-esque vibes from this. It was behind the other glass window on the opposite side of the room. It appeared to be in a third section of the room inaccessible to the others. The figure was probably male, as he looked strong and was built like a man, but his face was concealed by what looked like a goat's head, probably a mask of some sort. Pink ooze was dripping from his neck. And finally, he held firmly in his left hand a giant kitchen knife. It gleamed menacingly in what little light there was left. Come on, you coward! Get out here and fight like a man, you fucking coward! We'll fuck you up! Get your ass out here! Lars quickly swims towards the goat man using powerful, thrashy breast strokes. However, the lights seemed to flicker faster and suddenly go out completely. Oh, fuck. Ah! What the fuck? The lights! Shit! Panic yelling overtakes the room and the sound of furious banging. Lars must be bashing on the back window. Adam and the others could make out a bit of what was going on in the drowning room by their own room's reflected light. For the most part, it was just glimmers of murky imagery and sounds of splashing. Can you guys see him in there? No, not really. I hope he's alright. It was hard to keep track of what was unfolding when all the cues were merely auditory. Then suddenly the sound of water seems to get muffled and stop altogether. There was nothing left. Nothing except the eeriness and uncertainty of silence. Wait, what is happening? He's dead. He's very dead. No. The lights finally power back on to reveal the group's worst fear. In the time the lights had gone off, the water had cascaded in, engulfing the room entirely, and in the midst floated Lars' lifeless body. The once exuberant and proud man had become a silent victim, a great tragedy. Adam and the group stared at his remains as bubbles rose from below, caressing him. It soon dawned on them that this was no longer a game, and although that had become pretty evident earlier, it had only now started to sink in. None of them were safe. They were all his prey, his scraps of meat ready to be consumed or discarded at his leisure. Adam, are you okay? No, of course not. Whatever, how could I be? Pierce, what about you, bro? How are you holding up? I still can't believe he's, dead. Lars seemed like a really cool, really good guy. He didn't deserve that. And I'm not just saying that because I wanted him or whatever. What a way to go. Pierce shakes his head solemnly and pulls his cap down just a bit lower. Was he trying to cover his eyes? Lucky's eyes had lost their shine completely. He stared at the floor blankly as if it were a giant hole like an abyss. I feel bad for him. I know we should be worried about us, but my heart just goes out to him. You know, I'm sorry to say, but there are tons of gay guys who say and do awful things, who treat other gay guys like they don't matter, but not Mr. Bronson. He would never do that. I've never seen myself being friends with a guy as attractive and charismatic as him, but he'd go out of his way to make me feel acknowledged and appreciated. I could have seen us being good friends. He was genuine, humble, strong, and caring. If a guy like Mr. Bronson couldn't make it, what chance do any of us have of making it out of here alive? Lucky. Hey, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear negative talk like that right now, okay? Yo, relax. Lucky. I know Lars seemed invincible. We all watched those same movies too, where he'd fight through armies of assassins or alien invaders, and I know he's gone now, but we can't think like that, alright? We can still make it. We still have a chance even without Lars. Lucky sniffles a bit. How can you know that, Adam? No, not again. I don't think I can stand it. The crackle of the PA comes on once more. Bart must have been furious as the sound of the clenching and grinding of his teeth was audible. Oh, that hurts me. Kang seems uninterested and was instead focusing on dusting his suit off. Guys, listen, please. Now that you've seen I'm serious, we can begin the real game. You'll need to work together to get out of this room. Firstly, there are letters hidden throughout this room that bear your names. One for each of you. In it, you'll discover you've been assigned a position. Top, bottom, or versatile. Of course. The host laughs mockingly. And don't be angry if I got yours wrong. I deviated from reality with a delegation of these for the game requirements. Mostly. For the entirety of our game, only 2 people may enter or be within a puzzle room at any time. Naturally, I've given a special exemption for the current puzzle room. Normally, if there were any more or less than 2, then the death trap goes off. The 2 people must consist of a pairing that makes fucking sense. Literally. So no 2 tops, no 2 bottoms entering a room, you get the idea. None of you are pure enough to not know the basics of how fucking works. And remember, I'll be watching you, so no cheating. To escape this particular room, there is a single door with a keypad on it. You'll have to solve the puzzle to input the correct code and open the door. Since I'm feeling generous, and because you all look so pitiful, I think I'll give you a hint. It has to do with the order of your arrival. That's all. Let's see you get out of this one. And with that, the host was gone. That psycho thinks this is funny. I can hear it in his voice. Yeah, it's messed up. I bet he's enjoying this. Having planned this whole thing out for a while now. I bet you it's some demented fucking homophobic bastard. It's gotta be. Or maybe the goat guy is one of those Clark's List straight type freaks with all those crazy issues. Like he has a wife and kids but is so ashamed to be gay that he sets up this whole crazy massacre to punish the cock he can't get. You have all the answers, don't you? Earl speaks up, but with a soft, hollow voice. He looks completely distraught. What? No, nothing. Forget it. Well, what do you think, Lucky? I mean, I don't know. I guess he could be that. Or he could be a crazy Bible thumper with a sick brain and a lot of money. I just know we can't guess at this point because we don't have any clue what we're up against. I think we gotta be really careful, pay attention, and not miss any signs as to what Goatman is planning. Honestly, I don't even care why he's doing this. I care about being 10 steps ahead of him at all times. That's a good idea, Adam. I also think we all need to stick together and watch out for each other. If we work together, I'm sure we can all make it out of here alive. Don't you think, Earl? What do I think? I think I don't need a single one of you for help or anything else. You get me? You're all strangers. Who the fuck are you? I'm a shark, and I can do this on my own. I don't need anybody or anything. And if it comes down to it, I'll leave behind every single one of you if it means I make it out alive. I'm not a part of yours or anyone else's team, so count me out. Why would you say that? Because it's the truth, and don't think I won't do it. He's gonna die. Earl walks away as if nothing happened and starts searching the darkness for the letters. I was so shocked by what he said that I didn't even have the words to interrupt. He didn't mean that. I know he didn't. I'm gonna go talk to him. Lucky, man. I don't know if that's such a good idea. You heard him. I don't think anything you say is gonna help. Just let it go. No, I don't think I can. I just can't. I'll be back, okay? Earl throwing that fucking temper tantrum at a time like this? It's so not maturity. You mean immature? Yeah. Based off of that convo we just had, I think you and I should stick it out together. Or at least you, me, Vince, and Bart. I mean, look at those other guys. They're weak sauce. I'm sorry to say, but they might just hold us back. I don't know, man. I don't want to talk about this right now. I still think we ought to work together. Fine, forget it for now, but hear me out. If you stick with me, I promise to keep you safe, alright? And you watch out for me, okay? Pierce reaches out and massages my shoulders as he's saying this. His hands are hot and strong, and I felt like he definitely could protect me if it came down to it. We should start looking for those letters. We can't waste any time. Oh yeah, right. Let's hop to it then. I noticed the other guys had begun to do the same thing and started to search the room. Some of them were on all fours, feeling around for anything that could be a letter or a clue. It was really difficult with basically no light. Whoa, what's this? As I'm walking, I felt myself kick something that flew forward ahead of me. It was definitely something light, like a piece of paper. I walked forward slowly and tripped up on it again and then picked it up with a sigh of relief. I found a letter! Who's it for? I don't know yet. I gotta bring it over to the light. As I brought it closer to the light pillar, I saw that the unopened letter had my name on it. I found my clue. When I opened it up, I saw that I was gonna be versatile. Alright then. So that means I can go with basically anybody into a puzzle room. Hey, I found one too! But it's not mine, it's for you, Steve. Alright, thanks a bunch, kiddo. I have one as well. Me too. Eventually, we all found the remaining letters and exchanged them to their rightful owners. So what did everyone get? Lucky let out a nervous breath through his mouth. I think we were all pretty nervous. Mine says top. Bottom. What the hell? Mine says bottom. I'm not a bottom, I'm verse. Mine says versatile. Top. So we still only have one versatile in the group, as mine says top. I got bottom. I also got bottom. Alright, so let's see this now. Vince started counting on his hands. Whew, we're okay. Relieved, he wipes his brow and then places both his hands on his hips. Huh, what's the big deal? I just don't get it. Don't you see, Pierce? It means none of us will be left behind. By Vince's count, there are 3 tops, 4 bottoms, and 1 versatile. Which means as long as Adam here always picks a bottom, we'll all be able to make it out of this nightmare. Oh. Vince puts his palm to his forehead and lets out a sigh. Thank God, I can't even imagine what would have happened if we had an odd person out. I just don't want that to be a thing. Speaking of an odd person out, it looks like you are the special snowflake tonight and not I. What do you mean? Oh, because I'm versatile. Well, I'm glad you are. It just strikes me as odd. Why just you, Adam? Your guess is as good as mine, King. Well, just remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Way to quote Spider-Man. Just as I was trying to remember where I've heard that before, it was Spider-Man! Bart barks a discovery at us. I found the door out of here. No way, we gotta check this out. Everyone followed Bart's voice and we were soon huddled around the door. They could make out the keypad as bits of it glowed moderately in the darkness. On closer inspection, the door was securely locked and cold to the touch. The keypad itself was definitely brand new and electronic. Lucky starts to point his finger out like he's going to start pressing random combinations into the damn thing. Hey, let's not do that yet, just in case. I say we think this out, or at least look for more clues first. Lucky shoots everyone an apologetic and embarrassed look. Yeah, you're right. By the order they arrive. Lars, I'm sorry this happened to you. I continue to search the room, but it's practically impossible with no lighting. Frustrated, I head back to the door with the keypad. That's when I notice something. Just above the keypad, the word vapes is etched into the door. Vince, Adam. Was it Paul one of them? Let's see, vapes. Vince, Adam, Pierce, Earl, Steve. When did I arrive? Well, when I got here, Lucky was the only one in the library. By the way, Bart, can I see your letter? Sure, knock yourself out. It said bottom on it. Alright, and like mine, there was a number shown on it. Bart said +1. You've got a number on yours too, Bart. Bang. As for myself, I believe I was lucky number 7. Gang flashes us his letter. Also, Adam, my letter, the paper within says top, but there is no additional number on it. Mysterious, isn't it? How about you, Pierce? I think you should just show us your card, since obviously you aren't even reading at a grade school level. Haha, very funny, dude, Pierce says sarcastically. Honestly, I don't really remember how many people were in that library when I got here. Well, you arrived after me, so that would make you the 8th man. Oh, okay. Pierce flips over his letter and his said bottom, but also +1. Bart scratches his head furiously for a few seconds. Grr, what does any of this even mean? Okay, so Pierce is 8. Hey guys. Adam, you okay? Yeah, man, I'm okay right now. I'm not sure how, but I'll be fine. If you need anything, don't worry, buddy, I know. Sorry to break up the touching reunion, but we've got a puzzle to solve. It's okay. Steve's right. Hey, Steve, can you show me your card for a sec? Huh? Why? I already told you mine says top. Here, I'll show you mine. I flash my letter, which clearly says versatile, but also shows a +2 in smaller print. So what? That don't mean I gotta show you mine. It's none of your goddamn business. You motherfucker. Hey, it's alright, Vince. I can handle this. Actually, it is. It's all of our business, Steve-o. Haha, you think you can intimidate me, Adam? Fine, I'll tell you what mine says, but I don't need to show it to you. It says top. That's all. You happy now? And when did you arrive here? I say irritably. I think it's obvious I'm losing my patience. When I walked through those godforsaken doors, Earl, Lucky, and Bart were already there, so I'm guess number 4. So... I don't have any paper or anything. E-A-P-E-S. Let's see. Pierce was... What was Pierce? Pierce was 8. Steve is 4. Okay. And we came in after you, so that would make us 5 and 6, right, Vince? Okay, so Vince is 5. Maybe? 5, 6? I'll try it, and if it's not, I'll try 6, 5. I think I walked into the library before you, but I can't remember exactly. Okay, so it'd be 6, 5. Vince then shows us his letter, and to make a point of it, looks directly at Steve while he's doing it. His just says top, short and sweet. Like Vince. Well, his vocab anyways. All I need is Earl. As I walk towards them, I can tell by the look on Lucky's face that the talk with Earl did not go well. Hey, Adam. Hey, how are you guys holding up? Not bad for being trapped in a death game, I suppose. I'm okay too. I'm trying to figure out the possible code for the keypad. Right, we're thinking it has to do with the order with which we all arrived at Escape Mansion WeHo. It's the only thing that makes any sense. I was the first to get here, and I was the third. Okay, so he was 3? Yeah, of course, if it helps. Why? What are you thinking, Adam? I'm not sure yet. I'm still piecing things together. Lucky and Earl's letters both say bottom and +1. How is this all connected? Don't worry, we'll try to help you figure this out if we can. The answer has something to do with the order of each guest's arrival. Lucky was the first one to arrive. His letter has a +1. Bart followed right after Lucky. His letter has a +1. Earl was the third. His has a +1. So maybe +1? Steve was therefore the 4th. He claims his letter does not have a number. Adam and Vince are either 5 or 6. Alternatively, Adam's letter has a 2. Kang was the 7th to arrive. Doesn't matter. Pierce is the 8th man. His letter has a +1. 1. Lars was the last one to arrive. Wait, Vince? Oh yeah. Okay, so Adams doesn't have one, so dang. Okay. So it's either 6, 5, 8, 3, 4. Oh, not 2. 8, 3, 4. Damn it. Okay. How many times do I get? Oh god, how many do I get? 5, 6, 8, 3, 4. Damn it. Okay, so it must be something to add up. Like, okay, so 6, 7, 9, 4, 4? Yeah. 6, 7, 9, 4, 4. I got it! The door sprang open. Everyone let out a sigh of relief. Before us was a darkened hallway that led to the foyer, I assumed. Vince put his arm around my shoulders and nodded silently. We stared at each other for a few seconds, with me wanting to say something, but the words just wouldn't come. Instead, I just nodded back. Slowly, one by one, we all entered the darkened hallway, unsure about the remainder of the night and our chances for survival. Is this the end of the demo? Yep. Damn it. That was a lot of fun. That was Let's Meet Adam. I'm gonna have to get this full game. It's on itch.io. I'll put a link in the description. If you liked it, let me know. If you want to see more of this, let me know. If you want to see something different, let me know. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate any and all feedback. Let me know what you thought of this. Go back to some of my other videos and see what you think of those. This is an exceptionally long one, I know that, and I apologize for that. But I will have to get this eventually. It looks hilarious and like a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!